one. Stop somewhere, we'll have a look. One female just fast asleep there on the outside. Just want to have a look on the other side of the den. The young ones are outside, but oh, here we go. Awesome. Two young ones and a female enjoying the shade. You can see they know the day's going to get warm. Sally. Yeah, for guys active, Mafuzzy and Djuma Pimpans outside on the southern side of the Shibulu. All of them taking it very easy. The teeth on that female as she's panting a little bit. Incredibly strong teeth towards the back of the jaw, the ones that they crush bones with. Pardon me. Sorry for all the sneezing, there's a lot of fumes coming in here. See, there's big canines, and obviously the canines aren't used for breaking the bones as such. That's for hunting. Hyenas actually not so much around here, but in many other areas of Africa they hunt a lot more than people tend to realize. Again, the sort of typical depiction of hyenas are always these cowardly scavengers, but in some other parts of Africa they're as good at hunting as any of the other major predators. In fact, in some places lions quite often scavenge off hyenas' kills. This canine is very important for catching food and grabbing onto it and suffocating the prey, the same as your other predators do, lions or leopard, for instance. She's also got a very full belly, which is a good sign. It means if her belly is full, the youngsters are drinking lots of milk. Ah, look at that. Exactly what they want. The logic behind it is just that hyenas do sometimes cover a lot of ground. They might be away from the den for 2 days or 3 days. They can eat as much as they can. They can put a lot of food in their bellies, and they can bring a little bit of it back even. But the most energy efficient way to bring food or nutrition back to the youngsters is convert that food into milk. That way lions can't steal it from her, she can't lose it, can't get grabbed by something else. Just carry it all the way home, and there's a perfect concentration of food for the youngsters when she gets here. And that's probably, or not probably, that's why hyenas lactate for so long, or the cubs suckle for so long, over a year, anything from 12 to up to 16 months. You can hear those begging sounds. Come on, Mum, give us milk. Thank you. Give us milk. Thank you. one of the things we can be really happy about, and we are, is that we've had this den. Just think of all the amazing hyena behavior and just interesting things we've seen from them over the last few months. Everything from playing around to these little guys growing up slowly, all the activity, and then of course, I think one of the things I'll remember forever is whenever we just have the 3 young ones at the den, always all 3 lying right at the entrance looking at the world outside, just looking cuter than anything. Something else that's interesting, we've mentioned it in various forms before, but it's very, very difficult to sex hyenas, mainly because the females have got a pseudopenis as well. It looks exactly like the male's sort of sexual parts, or his penis. So very difficult to say. Typically the females are bigger, and then of course when you have the whole group in terms of dominance, the alpha female is the most dominant animal in the group, but all the way down the rankings of the females, how shall I put it, the first dominant or highest ranking male is still ranked lower than the lowest ranking female. So you can see it a little bit from sort of how they behave in social groups, and of course from the size. But when you look at the youngsters, these 2 for instance now suckling, again very, very difficult, if not even more difficult to see, but you can work it out to within a reasonable margin from how many pups survive. Typically at birth, if both are female, the firstborn will kill the secondborn, just because they know that competition is going to be very, very rough down the line. It's instinctive, phyletic memory if you want. Female's born, and if the next one coming out is a female as well, they'll attack it fiercely. And these guys are born with teeth for that reason probably. And most often the firstborn female will kill the secondborn female. So the fact that this group here, these 2 pups are both still here, tells us that either it's a male and female, or a male and a male. So at least one of those 2 is a male, has to be. Possibly both. Whereas the other pup, the younger one that we see very often, it's not out now, it's probably sleeping nicely inside the den, most likely will be a female. It's because it's one only. It means that at birth she would have killed her sister rival. There's many reasons for that, but if you live in a female dominant society like this, or hierarchical society, then if there are 2 females, it benefits you to be the only one, because that means you're going to definitely inherit the rank of your mother. It also means if you can monopolize the food, like I said earlier, young hyenas suckle for anything up to and over a year. So if you can monopolize all that food for that whole period of time, you're going to grow stronger and bigger than if you had to share it with another one. I'm going to just move along slowly, let these guys relax in peace. Such a perfect den site this. They've got the views, they've got the home, they've got the shade. Perfect spot.